Humanity is in crisis. We've reached the crossroads. We either change our lifestyles and improve the situation, or we carry on as we have done up until now and we fall off the end of the cliff. There are so many conservation issues that need attending, that are faced by everybody on this earth. With education, people are better equipped to solve problems which they face in the environment with biodiversity, overgrazing, overfishing, deforestation, climate change. All of these issues are around the world, and the goal of the project is to change the information to knowledge, to change their own thinking, changing their behavior, change their friends and colleagues' behavior, to look at the environment in a different way, to make our environments self-sustaining, our lives sustainable in the different areas in which we live in this world. The world needs Nature Chobe, a centre for discovery, to discuss, to debate, to solve all the biodiversity conservation issues which we face today. We can't do without it. We need your help. BirdLife Botswana arrived at this conclusion sometime after we did our last strategic planning review. Everything in nature is interrelated. Birds, insects, plants, fish, the whole natural environment all comes together.
BirdLife Botswana is a local conservation NGO. As the name implies, birds. We use birds as an entry point to address environment and development problems in Botswana. So we organize our work into 4 areas. One pillar, which we call ecological sustainability. This largely touches the corporate sector, especially those in the tourism, mining and agricultural sector. One pillar, the people program. We have that because people underpin the work that we do, and so we support not just local communities, which constitute a big beneficiary of the BirdLife programs, but we also support government departments, including the wildlife department, the judiciary, the police, so that, you know, if all of the government machinery is able to do what they need to be doing, then Botswana's wildlife would be better conserved and Botswana's people would benefit from the natural resources that the country has. And so in a nutshell, that's what BirdLife does. We use the birds as a stepping stone to addressing the bigger environmental and developmental issues that Botswana faces. Why Botswana? If there was any African states that could lead in terms of such a project, it would have to be Botswana. We've designated nearly 40% of Botswana's land mass for protected area, and the leadership comes right from the top. The President of the Republic himself has led several high-profile environmental initiatives spanning from illegal wildlife trade to sustainable development. What the country needs, though, are more facilities that demonstrate some of these ideals. And so Nature Chobe comes in to demonstrate and fill the niche in Kasane. Within Botswana, if this is to work, it has to be in the Chobe area. From a tourist perspective, it couldn't have been better. Similarly, from an ordinary Botswana perspective and the school perspective, it's again really accessible next to the main road, so that the kids would not have any difficulty to access the facility to come and enjoy Nature Chobe.
I approached Jonathan Gibson. I mentioned our project to him, and his immediate response was support for the project, and he allocated, beyond my wildest dreams, 45 to 48 hectares overlooking the Chobe River, a magnificent site.
It's important to understand that all land ownership in northern Botswana, or in fact most of Botswana for that matter, is leasehold. It's by lease from the local land boards, the district land boards. Now, the approval of the Ministry of Environment, Wildlife and Tourism, the approval of the Ministry of Lands and the local land boards is absolutely essential in this case, and so far we've got that approval. Now, Chobe Holdings is the ultimate lessor of the land. Chobe Holdings is a public company. It's been very successful over the years in Botswana. It's based entirely on wildlife-based tourism, and this is a way we want, as a Chobe Holdings company, to give back. A lasting legacy really is more important than what we do from day to day.
A few years back, the governments of Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Angola and Namibia conceived of this fantastic idea called the Kavango-Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area, KAZA for short. The entire KAZA landscape is over 520,000 square kilometers, about the size of Spain. And so it's quite a substantial area within which our immediate impact would be felt. The location of Nature Chobe is right in the middle of this KAZA landscape, and so that then allows us ample opportunity to not just impact at the Chobe level or at the Kasane level, but within the entire KAZA. As we speak, government is investing in the expansion of the airport, and the new bridge are actually timely, because within the Kavango-Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area, there's also a move towards developing a uni-visa. We are all concerned about security, not just in Africa, but across the world. But I'm really proud that within Botswana, personal safety is topmost to all of the government machinery.
Apart from all these advantages which the site holds, there's another major advantage, and that is that our Nature Chobe site is adjacent to an elephant corridor, an area about 200 to 300 meters wide, which allows all the wild animals which occur outside the Chobe National Park in and around Kasane to have access to the river. So there is actually a constant stream of elephants and buffalo, two of the big five, down to the river's edge, and that's an added opportunity for our future guests to view these animals in the natural environment.
Although tourists will be an important component of our visitors, we are putting a great deal of emphasis on children, because the Nature Chobe project will be a transformational experience for them, not so much to help them pass exams, but to develop life skills and sustainable lifestyles that will serve them for the rest of their lives. And the kind of activities, role-playing activities that we will involve, will be absolutely enthralling for young people. An important activity within Nature Chobe will be the interactive displays. And by that we mean displays that people don't just read lots of text from posters and labels, but where they learn by doing. And as an example, we'll have whisper dishes, which are giant parabolic reflectors facing one another, which focus sound waves to a particular point. And these act in the same way, for instance, as the ears of elephants. Research on informal environmental education has shown that it's far more efficient if people are actually engaged in activities. They're role-playing, they're doing things, conducting experiments, using microscopes and telescopes. And that is the approach we plan to adopt at Nature Chobe.
I think that's the one thing that would set us apart in terms of the quantity, the diversity, as well as the depth of knowledge and resources that are at the facility.
One of the items we're going to go to great pains at is have a display on our origins, how Makgadikgadi Pan was formed, how the Okavango Delta was formed, when Victoria Falls were formed in the Zambezi, how all the rivers were formed, how the diamond pipes erupted 250 million years ago. And this will be of great interest to the Botswana because our economy depends on diamonds.
So we're using the latest interactive methods, mechanically, electronically and digitally interactive methods to engage people, and we'll also involve them by hands-on activities and emotionally involve them in what they're learning. They'll be able to do quizzes, do interactive searches and view the images, for instance, on bird cams and fish cams. So it'll be a very dynamic environment in which they'll be learning about nature. Whether it's indoors or outdoors, people will engage with interactive displays, observe birds, mammals, insects and other animals from hides and observation points, look at images from cams in birds' nests, and go to the curiosity corners where different aspects of nature will be investigated in detail. And there everyone will role play as a scientist to find out about the intimate lives of plants and animals.
Another issue we faced at Nature Chobe was not to house any wild animals. The one exception is we do plan to have bird displays, so we will be housing a few falcons and we will also be breeding white-backed vultures. The falcons which we're going to be using are actually the falcons which are used in bird abatement or the falconry to keep the quelea away from the farmers' lands.
We are very confident about the sustainability of the initiative because government is behind us. A lot of the background support and infrastructure support as well as political support ensures that whatever resources that are required would be availed. In terms of the business side, we are at the moment finalizing a business plan which indicates viability. We hope to build in several financing models. Just for example, where we would have negotiated with hotels so that they inbuild a visit to Nature Chobe within the packages that they offer.
If you want any project to be successful, my experience in life is surround yourself with outstanding people. To have somebody like Dr. Senyatso, Dr. Michael Bruton from Cape Town, who's had so much experience in initiatives like this, the fundraiser from the UK, Kelly Haig.
I've had the privilege of being involved in interactive science centers, museums and environmental parks around the world. And I'm convinced that the Nature Chobe project that is being developed in northern Botswana will be one of the best in the world. We're ideally located in the middle of Kaza, in one of the wildlife paradises on Earth. And there are so many opportunities that we have to raise awareness of the importance of biodiversity conservation and to develop what we call the Chobe lifestyle, a sustainable way of living that allows us to live within the interest rather than from the capital of the planet.
For the residents of Chobe, there would be again ample opportunities for added income. The facility itself will have jobs. We'll have to have guides, technicians, drivers, we'll need interpreters. So the facility itself will create jobs. Importantly, the facility would also train people. The country and in fact the world have signed up to implementing by 2030 17 sustainable development goals. Nature Chobe will impact on several of those indicators.
We will definitely have to develop the Nature Chobe project in phases as funding becomes available. But this has been clearly planned so that the first phase will offer an activity that will be attractive to visitors, and then we'll offer value adds over and above that. So the open courtyard, the riverside deck will be the first structures we create. Following that will be the boardwalks, and then when funds are available, the main building. The important thing is to generate activities that start to bring income to the project so that it is financially viable in the short and the long term.
This is where you as the viewer, this is why we're making this DVD for you, because we need your help in getting this started.
I haven't come across a project anything like the Nature Chobe project that we are planning. So we're not copying anyone, we're creating something that's unique. And we anticipate, in fact, that we will become the blueprint. Other people will copy us, having seen the success of our approach. Why invest in Nature Chobe? I believe it's worth investing in because it addresses one of the biggest problems facing humankind at the moment, and that is we are living unsustainably. It's been estimated that we need the resources of 3 planets to maintain our current lifestyles. And what better place to learn about how to live sustainably and to conserve biodiversity, and especially the life support systems that nature provides, than in the Nature Chobe site. As to when the project opens, well, that depends on our sponsors. We are developing a project that addresses a very high priority in the modern world. We have a perfect location, we have a brilliant business plan, and we have a range of interactive attractions that we feel is world class. But the rate at which we develop the project and when we open depends on how generous our sponsors are. And we do appeal to them to support it because we would like to open this fantastic project as soon as possible.
Donors can make their donations available to Nature Chobe. The donations will be tax deductible so that we can encourage donors. We're desperately keen to get this project rolling, to get it running. We need funds urgently to put a fence around our site, to build a website, to pay the architect. We need funds to develop so many aspects of this project. So many people have been very good to us by donating their time, their efforts, their skills free of charge. And we now need hard currency to develop it further. And we're pleading with you, please open your pockets, even if you open them a little bit now and more generously later on. Everything will help.
Nature Chobe is a center for discovery.
Ooh.